Hey everyone, it's Leo Young here with Impressive Graphics Media, and the United States and the world are back on track to working with artificial intelligence. The White House on Thursday plans to convene executives from Amazon, Facebook, Google, Intel, Microsoft, Nvidia, Oracle, Ford, Land O'Lakes, MasterCard, Pfizer, and United Airlines and other major U.S. companies as it seeks to develop and grow its understanding and advancement in artificial intelligence. According to a draft of the event, the Trump administration plans to work with government officials, academics, and AI developers to develop and adopt regulations to advance AI in such fields such as agriculture, healthcare, and transport. Now, America has not made the biggest leap into AI research, though the government has put millions into STEM education. For those of you who are not sure of what STEM is, it's a I want to call it a classification of studies within not just high schools, but like schools in general. STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. I know there's more. There's like BAE, which is business and entrepreneurship. I don't remember the rest of them off the top of my head, but they're basically like categorizations of what students would be more focused in learning. Trump's administration claims, by their estimate, that in 2017, $2 billion was put into AI R&D, research and development. However, other countries are coming up to surpass the U.S. This year, France announced it would invest 1.8 billion American dollars, or 1.5 billion euros, in AI research by 2022. The UK is putting hundreds of millions of dollars into the field in a bid to take the lead in AI ethics, of course. And China unveiled their plan to become the world's dominant force in AI by 2030 with AlphaGo. To address the idea that millions have about AI as replacing humans for their job, according to the OECD, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, analysis, the fear of losing your job is somewhat exaggerated. Only 14% of jobs in the OECD countries, which includes the US, UK, Canada, and Japan, are highly automatable, meaning there is a probability of automation about 70% of their workforce or higher. In layman's term, the 14% have the ability to have their jobs taken away by machines. Even then, many of these jobs cannot be done by machines simply because of the limitations. Verge's example as to why was, quote, think about a machine operator in a factory, for example. Although a portion of their job could be automated, they may have other responsibilities, such as managing inventory and overseeing junior workers, which computers cannot manage. And consider the difference between a worker in the U.S. government factory and its equivalent in Vietnam. The American factory is more likely to be technologically advanced, and the typical worker's day will likely involve a greater number of non-routine tasks that resist automation. From researchers, they say, the risk of automation is not distributed equally among workers. Occupations with the highest estimated automobility typically only require basic to a low level of education. I keep saying in simple terms, but basically, if you're low education or you're in like the beginning part of a job, they're saying you can be replaced. And what that means basically is like all the people are like, oh, they're going to take our jobs from not just factories, but like McDonald's. They're only going to have machines and all that. It's like, well, that's pretty much the idea of where it's going to take. It's going to like not hit you, but it's going to hit those people who work in those lower zone jobs. It's like they can't really replace a person who sells cars, a car dealership. Can they? Well, let's just say you need the person to go up and talk to them like, hey, how are you doing? Weebo Sidibo, we buy your used cars, something, something, something. That's basically it. So this really does seem it would affect those, and oddly enough, I don't normally like to get into these political and economic disputes, but from the way I see it, this seems to affect more of the lower class or those who are lower in, what's the word I'm looking for? Education values. Those who just got out of high school and it's like, all right, now I'm just going to go get that basic job at Walmart, Walmart, McDonald's and all that. And you can't. The machine took it. Now, for some people, that's like, oh, well, that's not really a loss because it's like, I wouldn't work at McDonald's. The moment I got out of high school, I went straight to college. And right after I got out of college, I got that internship at that $1 million production company or that $100,000 financing company or something like that. Excuse me. But it's like, yeah, you don't see the issue for the machines taking their jobs, but people like me who have came out of high school and went like, I need a little bit of money, That way I could at least get just a little bit of money for not just school, but for myself. That option's not there. At the same time, there are jobs, of course, that a machine cannot take. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of technical jobs, yes. I was about to say maybe a photographer, but I can honestly see a machine or an AI being capable of composition, ISO, and all of that, and just snapping that great picture. However, the machine would also need to somewhat talk to you, but right now this is just, we're in the beginning, not the beginning stages, but we're like, I want to say stage 3 of a multiple stage, or prong, peg, whatever you want to say, of a multiple part plan. We already have the idea of AIs, stage 1. We're already working on it, stage 2. Now stage 3 is for us to focus more into it. It's not just us. It is all these other countries. And for those who are like, well, didn't Google get in trouble for working with AI? Google got in trouble for working with AI and the military. These are more of, as sad as it's going to sound, these are more of what people believe just has to happen. Machines do have to be a part of the workforce. I don't know, man. There's a lot of ways you could take this. You could take this as, okay, machines are coming. They're going to take the basic jobs. They're going to take the low level of education, or the basic jobs that high school students would come. What does that mean? I got to get an education. I got to go higher than I was, or I got to start my own company, which I would like to see how, I would like to see all these failing companies. No, I would like to see how new companies pop up and look at it. Like, I need to start a company, but this machine, like, company, not full-on machine, but like this man is doing the exact same thing. He he has AI or machines working in his company that help him increase that workload by tenfold. I have, like, me, my brother, and my cousin, and we really can't keep up with that. Are you also going to jump into the into that race? Are you going to use AIs yourself, and thus, sorry humans, machines forever? Or you just, you know what I mean? I know I stopped right there, but it's like, I figured it's pretty easy. Or are you actually just going to be like, no, skin only? Watching like 50 years when the robots attack, that's going to be our fucking saying, skin only. But yeah, that's all I have to say about it. Like, personally, I'm not that heavily into the idea of AIs taking jobs and all that. I don't really look into it that often, that hard. I know it's like a constant fear that we are going to lose that there are jobs that are going to be lost. But again, a lot of those ideas are somewhat exaggerated, just because it's like there are 14% of jobs, which we count as Americans. 14% of United States jobs are going to be taken by machines. That's 14. There's still the rest of it, you know? Anyways, other than that, though, that's all I have to say about it. I hope you guys did enjoy, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button to get access to our notification gong and get updated to our next video when it drops. Also, don't forget to like, comment, share with your friends and family. We really want to hear your discussions about all this for those people who have, because there are people who have already lost jobs to automation. It's like, oh, I used to work in, of course, the factory, or, oh, I was in, where's that one state that they actually did it in? They raised the prices. They raised the prices for, like, people who work in fast food restaurants. So a machine makes the food. No, a machine takes the orders and a lot of the other stuff. And the human is there's only one dude there, and he just makes the food. He gets $14 an hour, but his only coworker is a machine. So I would like to hear, like, not just stories, but I would like to hear your thoughts and opinions on all of this, because, like I said, what I'm doing right now, I don't know if a machine could. Oh man, that makes me think. It's like, I know there's an AI YouTuber. It's like, what else could AI replace humans for? What else could we specifically make into jobs? But then again, it's like all of these things that the AI are supposed to be involved with is transportation, agriculture, and healthcare. So agriculture does involve farm hands and all that. Healthcare would be medical, and transportation, of course, if you have common sense, transportation. Goodbye, train conductors. Anyways, that's all I have to say, like I just said. Anyways, like always, my name is Leo Young. Hope you guys did find this enjoyable and informative. If you did, do all that other stuff. Anyways, see you in the next one. Stay impressive.